Well, there's no question that, you
If I misunderstood, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. But I want to be careful to make a distinction between personality and doctrine. Doctrine is doctrine. And you have sound doctrine and you have unsound doctrine. And of course, the Lord amplifies our understanding, in great measure. From a personality standpoint, I can tell you that I think that the church has become less. This might not be a great use of the word, but homogenous.
Less uniform.
In terms of, you have that concept not only from an upbringing, but also from a genetic perspective, where the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Well, we have more trees now. You know what I mean? So, in other words, I certainly don't mean anything by this from a perspective of, you have the Phelps, and although there are many different personalities there, I mean, there's no question, but that when you have people come in that didn't have that same upbringing and don't have that same general genetic, and you have the Hockenbargers,
Right. Yeah, they've been.
And so now you have the Jakes, and you have Matthias, and you have the Drains, and you have the Hills, and from a personality perspective, I think that's been really good. Just from the Lord teaches us to deal with each other. It's one thing to try to deal with your fellow man and to express brotherly love doctrinally correctly with a sound doctrinal approach when you have this range of personalities. But now when you have this range of personalities, now you see it takes on a completely different flavor, texture, that I have to apply these same doctrinal concepts to a different variety of personalities and a different variety of people with different frailties, different strengths and weaknesses than, with this smaller, tighter group. And so I think that when you see people come here that they have different leaping off places in their life and they have different experience bases, you'll see that there is a variety of needs, both temporal and spiritual, and you have to become more aware that this isn't the solutions are not as homogeneous. Also, it's not here. You have one, you have one, and you have one. No, different people need different things, and you still what you're able to do is you're able to exercise the practicing of sound doctrine in a bigger variety of ways. I think that helps us all learn, it helps us all grow, and it also helps us to have a deeper understanding of what it is that we have to do as Christians on this earth.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a rebalancing. Is that what you're trying to say? Of these two?
I think it's a constant balancing rather than a rebalancing. I mean, I'm not picking on your words at all. I'm
just wondering where the change aspect of it is.
Well, I think that with you, as you become more mature in your outlook, it says of Job, in Job 1, it says, Job was a man who was perfect and upright in all his ways, a man that feared God and eschewed evil. That word perfect there doesn't mean sin-free. It means that he had a more mature outlook toward his God. And so I think that naturally, as you have people who become more and more mature, more people becoming more and more mature in their outlook toward God, changes are going to take place in terms of us recognizing, hey, I've got to pay more attention to this too. I've got this thing that I'm paying attention to and this thing I'm paying attention to, but hey, I have the constant job of seeing what it is that my brothers and sisters in Christ need, and can I provide some of that for them. It's called brotherly love. And we have this distinction made in the scripture between loving your neighbor. Leviticus 19 verses 17 and 18. But you all, and that in the main means that you are truthful and honest in your dealings with your brother and your neighbor, including telling them the truth when their ox has fallen into the ditch of sin, but also there's a specific brand of love or outlook of love that we have towards one another, in that we're in the same boat. We have a shared love and fear of the Lord, and we are absolutely bound to give one another our very best.
So,
and I think that, at least for me, that awareness grows. That awareness. So I wouldn't think of it more as a change in terms of a light switch. I think of it more as a dimmer switch, becoming more and more.
okay, so what I'm hearing is, I'm trying to draw on your words, not that I'm saying it myself, but there's
That's
a certain
all right.
kind of maturing or maturation process that is manifested by attending to the needs and the service to the community.
I think that
To the
that's
people.
that's
part of what you're saying.
As a consequent of the awareness.
Okay.
I don't think that the ministering brings on the awareness as much as the awareness brings on the ministration.